Letters from the Heart. In the quaint town of Willowbrook, nestled amidst rolling hills and serenading brooks, Julia lived in a picturesque cottage. An antique dealer by profession, her life was surrounded by remnants of the past, each artifact telling its own story. But little did she know, her life was about to intertwine with a tale of its own. One crisp morning, as Julia was sifting through her mail, she stumbled upon a lavender-coloured envelope. The elegant cursive on the front simply read, "To the lady with hazel eyes." Inside was a handwritten note. "To watch you is to watch the sunrise, brightening the world with your radiant eyes, your laughter, a melody, your grace, so rare. To the lady with hazel eyes, with love from a secret admirer." The note left Julia both puzzled and intrigued. As days turned into weeks, these poetic letters kept arriving. They spoke of her kindness, her beauty, her radiant aura. Some days, the letters would describe the dress she wore. Other days, they spoke of the way her eyes lit up when she discovered a rare artifact. Who could be observing her so closely, yet so discreetly? Her close friends, Lara and Nathan, were as mystified as Julia. The trio often spent evenings over cups of tea, analysing every word, every hint in the letters, but to no avail. Lara jokingly suggested, "What if it's Nathan?" Nathan laughed it off. "As much as I adore Julia, I can assure you my poetic skills are non-existent." One evening, as Julia was closing her antique store, she found another envelope on her counter. It read, "Among the relics of yesteryears, you shine the brightest, my dear. Tomorrow at the bridge where lanterns glow, will you meet me? I yearn to say hello." Julia felt a rush of emotions, excitement, apprehension, curiosity. The bridge mentioned was Willowbrook's famous Lover's Bridge, illuminated by lanterns every night. A popular romantic spot, it had witnessed countless proposals and intimate moments. She arrived at the bridge the next evening, the golden glow of the lanterns reflecting in the calm waters below. The bridge was almost deserted, save for a few couples in the distance. She waited, her heart pounding. After what felt like hours, Julia was about to leave when she heard a familiar voice. "Julia." She turned around to see Edward, the owner of Willowbrook's only bookstore. They had often met at town gatherings, exchanging pleasantries, discussing books and occasionally collaborating when she found antique books among her collections. "Edward, what are you doing here?" He hesitated, taking a deep breath. "I wrote the letters, Julia." She stared at him, disbelief evident in her eyes. "But why? Why such secrecy?" Edward looked down, gathering his thoughts. "I've admired you for a long time. Your passion, your spirit, the way your eyes light up when you talk about the history behind your antiques. But I was never brave enough to approach you directly. I feared rejection or worse, losing the little connection we already had. So, I thought of reaching out through letters, thinking it'd be easier to express myself." Julia was silent for a moment. She had always found Edward to be kind and insightful, but had never imagined him as her secret admirer. Edward continued, "Every moment I spent writing those letters, every moment I observed you from afar, my feelings for you deepened. I fell in love, Julia." Julia took a moment to respond. "Edward, your letters were beautiful, touching, but love shouldn't be based on observations from a distance. It should be built on understanding, connection, and mutual feelings." Edward nodded, a hint of sadness in his eyes. "I understand. I hope that perhaps you might feel a spark too." Julia smiled gently. "Let's not let these letters be the only foundation. Let's start afresh. Let's get to know each other without the shroud of secrecy. And then, let's see where our hearts take us. Edward's face lit up with a cautious hope. I'd like that. From that evening, Edward and Julia began their journey of truly getting to know each other. They went on dates, exchanged stories, and discovered shared passions. The initial spark, ignited by the letters, blossomed into a deep, genuine connection. As months turned into years, the town of Willowbrook often saw the couple, hand in hand, lost in conversations. Their love story, which began with secret admiration, grew into a bond celebrated by the entire community. In the heart of Willowbrook, among antique relics and old books, a modern love story unfolded, proving that love, when given a chance, can write the most beautiful tales.